Hi folks, in this video we're going to try and rectify a fault with the central locking system in this Mark III Ford Mondeo 2000 to 2007 model. This is the estate version, but I would imagine it'll be pretty similar for the saloon or the hatchback version. So let's take a look at it. Right, now this Mondeo is experiencing some door locking issues with not only the doors, the remote and the tailgate. They all sort of work intermittently, so rather than start randomly at other doors, I'll first of all just show you what the problem seems to be. So as you know, we've got the key fob which has got the open and lock and also the boot unlock on it. If we shut the door like that and try to shut the door, as you can see the doors are open, and if you actually press the button and look through inside, you'll see the door levers, especially on the other side, they go into the shut position and then they come straight back open again. So that indicates that there is a problem somewhere, and bearing in mind that one's doing it and that door lock over the back there isn't doing anything at all. The boot is also making the same noise. But what you can do is if you actually shut the key once with the lock, that one won't operate, but if you bring it back and then go forward again, then it does lock. So that indicates to me that this being the master lock, so to speak, it could be a possible problem with that. Initially, as I said to you, by just turning the key once, that door lock didn't operate, but when you go through the two procedure, it does lock. So that's leading me away from a problem with that and drawing me to attention to this actual door lock mechanism. Now, rather than just jump in first of all and start ripping it apart, what I would suggest you do is this little thing I'm going to show you now. Now this is a thing that Ford do, and it resets the door locking computer, so to speak. So let me just show you what we're going to do that. I can't get in now. Let's open the door. Right, so I'm in the car at the moment. Now what you've got to do is to put the key in the lock mechanism, and then what you want to do is to turn the ignition so that you see the ignition lights come on, off, 4 times. You want to do that in quick succession, and we should hear a bleep, and that denotes then that we're in the car central locking mode for us to reset. And then what you've got to do is to take the key out of the ignition and press the door lock button and then the door open button, and that apparently is supposed to reset the central locking computer, so to speak. So first of all, before you do anything, I've already done this, it didn't work, so this will be your first port of call if you've got a problem with your central locking. So let me try and show you that now. So look, the key's gone in the ignition now, as you can see. I watch the lights there. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear the bleep, take the key out, you then go shut and then open. And when you do that, you've heard another bleep there once I press the open one, and that should be the central locking computer actually reset. So as I say, I've already tried that on this car. It didn't solve the problem, so the next port of call is going to be, I'm going to need to get to the inner lock module, the electronic module, and I've got a spare one here, which I got for second hand from eBay. I don't need that part, that come with it. This is the bit we're interested in getting out, and as you can see, this is the thing where the electrical plug goes on the bottom, and this is the actual whole complete unit which we need to change. Now again, I don't know whether this is a good unit. It was sold as fully working, and it is for a Mondeo 2003 offside front estate door lock, and that is exactly what I've got to change. So I've got to get to that first of all. So this is what we're going to do now: strip this door card down, and we're going to now remove this unit and replace it with this one. Right, first of all, I'm going to just go around the perimeter of the actual door card here and take out the Phillips screws all the way around. You've got 2 on that side. You've got 2 down this outer side here. If you run your hand underneath as well, you'll feel another 2 in a couple of recesses. just take them out. They're only small screws. Right, okay, that's 6 screws taken out from around the perimeter of the door card. Let me just clear some rubbish out of here. Right, under the handle here, you've also got another couple of screws, and this just literally flicks off with a screwdriver. You just see that there, look. Just prise that off, and that comes out. And if you look in there, there should be 2 screws in there. There's only 1 in there, but we'll take that one out as well. Right, so I'm going to leave that like that. Apparently you can take this out and lift it out, but I'm just going to leave it in because there's some cables on the back there. I'll just release them when we pull the door card off. Right, in the actual door handle, we need to get this surround off. And there's a little cap in there which you've got to lever off, and underneath that is a Torx bit, so we're just going to take that off now. You really need a small screwdriver for that. There's a little cap there, as you can see. It's got a flat on it, so that's what you need to get out first. Put that over there. Right, okay, so we'll undo this. This is a Torx bit, by the way. It's a T25 Torx bit, and that just takes off that plastic shroud for the handle, as you can see there. So that's got to come out, which we've done. You've also got another little plug up here to take out, and underneath there we have a Phillips screw this time. This is for the door wing mirror activators, so that's got to come out. Might have to just lever it off from the top. There is a clip at the top, I think, but as you can see, that's the screw that comes out of it, and I'm just going to leave that hanging like that. Right, so that should be enough screws now for us, I think, to lift the door card off. Now, as I say, don't forget, we've got that cable there. We've also got the cable inside there, and that you have to hold in and just pull out. It's a multi-pin affair, and that takes the clip off the window winding mechanisms. Well, this has been off before, as I say, because you've got this black residue, very sticky sort of stuff there, as you can probably see. And best way to probably attack that is to get a sharp knife and just run down there and down there, so that you can actually peel that back, and that will then give you access to the mechanism which we need. So I'm just going to fold that back there as much as I can, and if we have a little look inside the door now, that's the part we want to get out. There's the electrical connector to it at the bottom there, and it's actually connected via this plastic thing here to the door handle as well, so we've got to actually take that out as well. And the first thing we're going to do is take out this again Torx bit there, and just to keep you on your toes, that Torx bit is a T20. And yet again, to keep you on your toes, they've changed the size again for this one, which is now a T30. So far we've used a T25, a T20 and a T30 now. So we take out these 3 door locking holding screws. This is my first time of doing this job, by the way, so it's all new to me as well. So in the end of this door, we've got a plug there, as you can see. We need to remove that, and that exposes another Torx bit. Looks like a T20 or a 25 again. Let me have a check. Yeah, that's a T20. So again, we'll undo this one. This is for the outside door handle, I think you'll find. Be careful with this, as I say, because you don't want to drop it. You sort of get it out, undo it, and then just get your nail underneath it and just ease it back like that. So that's that one out as well. And what that should do, should enable us to remove the outer part of the door handle lock thing, that little plastic thing. So that's being held in by that. So we put that in there, and I think this door handle now just slides across a little bit like that, and then you can sort of ease it out. Be careful when you're turning it out. Bring that out like that, and then you're left with this little plastic thing here. So that just pulls out, as you can see there, and that is your fixing for the actual door handle the other side. So that, remember to put that back in. Right, now technically speaking, we should be able to manhandle out, if I'll get that out of the way, this whole bracket, and just lever it all outside like that. There we go, all out now. We've got to disconnect our electrical connector, which is on the bottom there. Or take it, you basically put your screwdriver, as you can see there, under that little clip, lift it out a little bit, and then you can withdraw the actual connector. There we go, and as you can see, it's a little multi-pin connector there. So that's that out. Turn it over again, you can probably just put a screwdriver underneath that slot like that, push it up, you then rotate that through sort of 90 degrees and then lift it out of the slot there, and that releases that cable there. So we can take this unit away now and just have a little closer look at it, because yep, all we've got is all this we've got to reuse again, as you can probably know, and there's 2 more screws to take out there and then unhook a couple of levers by the looks of it. 2 more Torx bits. One of them's a T20, which I'll undo there, and the final little one on there is a T10. So I'll just undo that little screw as well, like that. And underneath that, you'll see it when you do it yourself. The first one, there's some sort of little clip mechanism. I can't really show you very well on here, but you basically take a clip off and then you can pull that cable off. So I don't know whether you can see that first clip. Can you see that at all? You basically have to lift that clip up like that, and that then opens up and pulls off, and then that arm falls out, as you can see. That's the sort of clip it is. Look, it's a little sort of clip that sits over the actual arm and keeps that arm in place. So that's that one off. And that other one literally just pops out of there. So it's got a couple of flats on the side of that, so that's it. So that's all you've got to do. That's the mechanism out, as you can see there. I may strip that down a bit later on and have a look at it just to see what's inside it, but I'm just going to do a quick straight replacement with the other one and put it back in exactly the same way. Right, that's it. Let's give it a try. Superb. How about that? Open. Yep. Everywhere's open. I can see from the mechanisms around the other side. Let's shut and see if it arms. There you go. Job sorted. Well, there you go. That is how you repair a central locking system on a Ford Mondeo. Probably same for the other vehicles as well in the Ford range of this era. That's the little culprit, and hopefully you'll probably come up against the same sort of problem and it'll be that. So this was the first place I looked after I'd done the electric check, as I say, with the key. That would be your first port of call, and then, as I say, I thought I had trouble with the boot and also one of the other locking mechanisms, but this is the main one that controls everything. I had various different symptoms. Some doors wouldn't lock, sometimes they would lock, sometimes it wouldn't operate off the key fob at all and you had to use the key. Sometimes when you turn the key, not all the doors would lock unless you'd open and shut it a couple of times, and that all points to this mechanism because there's micro switches in the electronic circuitry in there, and over probably 10 or 15 years depending on the age of the car, they do deteriorate, burn out and get dirty, and this being the master one is the port of call. Well, I got this unit from eBay and this cost me, I think, £15. I don't know what a new one cost, but this is the route I went for and it solved my problem. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little video, hope it was any use to you. And if it was, do rate, comment and subscribe, and check out my other Ford Mondeo videos. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye for now.